What's up, gangsters? Happy Halloween. It's, what I wrote in the original script because this video was supposed to come out on Halloween, but hey. And first, really quick, want to get this out of the way. I started working on this series some 3 months ago for me, for me to be able to finish this on time. And it's just a much simpler time. Saw X wasn't out yet, unfortunately. The Exorcist Believer wasn't out yet. Some 2 weeks ago, I saw When Evil Lurks in theaters in Amsterdam during a film festival. I would have been perfect for this series, but hey. When I started working on the series, there was this one movie that was absolutely riding the hype of being the best horror movie of the year. And that's why I saved it for the last video in the series. So let's talk to me. I mean, some 3 months have passed now. The ratings on Letterboxd have settled at especially for a horror movie, a very respectable 3.6 out of 5. So let's see what all the fuzz is about.
I did admittedly get a little excited when I found out that this was directed by Australian brothers Danny and Michael Filippo, who the OGs might recognize from their YouTube channel Rocka Rocka. I used to follow them back in the days. These guys are fucking badass. Awesome stuff. Perhaps a little easy to say in hindsight, but these were the kind of guys that would end up making a feature film, as their stuff had always been quite cinematic, especially compared to other content around that time. So, sincerely, good for them.
Really? I mean, check out their video, We Made a Horror Film, Talk to Me, on their YouTube channel. It's so fucking good and wholesome. It sincerely made me tear up. Or the next video they made after that one, fucking legends. These two videos together are arguably better than the movie. But while we're at it, let's for now just take a look at the actual movie itself.
We open the movie with this rowdy house party. I like that, but then, oh shit, some crazy shit happens. And I like that too. I mean, we are watching a horror movie here, after all. We then cut to the main story, where we follow Mia, still grieving the death of her mother's 2 years prior. She's sort of adopted by this family, or at the very least living with them, with the daughter being her best friend, Jade. All the cool kids in town have been getting together to play a game of possession with this mysterious embalmed hand, so Mia gets in on the fun as well. Basically, you grab the hand, you say,
"Talk to me,"
to meet a spirit, and if you then proceed to say,
"I let you in,"
you get possessed by this spirit. And if you keep all of that under 19 seconds, it's basically just a relatively harmless, quick little adrenaline rush, like taking a hit of a drug, if you will. But Mia goes a little over 90 seconds and oh.
And I don't want to spoil the rest of the movie, because really, you should just see it for yourself if you haven't already. Also, I don't think it's necessary for this review. It's a fun horror movie. Is it the best horror movie of the year or in a good while? I don't know. I don't know. It's a good horror movie, but it's not doing anything new, that I have never seen before in any other movies. If anything, and I don't know if I can say this, but it's kind of what you'd expect from a A24 elevated horror movie. And honestly, that's fine.
I quite appreciated that the movie takes its time to focus on the family drama aspect of it all. Mia's grievance, her estranged relationship with her father, the sort of struggles that come with living with a different family. The horror in this movie often takes quite a bit of a backseat to these elements of the story. It's in general, I can't even really say that I thought this was a particularly scary movie. It has scary ideas, and the execution of it is very well done, but never was I on the edge of my seat whoa, this is some scary stuff. Don't get me wrong though, that's not necessarily a bad thing, just a personal observation. Did this movie have jump scares? If so, I guess they at least weren't annoying, since I can barely recall them. I thought the gore and special effects were fantastic. The look of the spirits that they conjure were pretty damn awesome. Wouldn't have minded if there was even more of that. Perhaps a 13 Ghosts type of deal. All with their own personality and backstory. But then again, I guess that would have made it a completely different movie. I actually kind of like that, for example, it didn't linger too much on the whole backstory of the hand and whatnot. They just present it as it is, and the movie goes from there. It's much more about the how and why Mia gets addicted, if you will, to the summoning, rather than the intricate mechanics behind how it all works. Yeah, it's honestly pretty great. The performances were good, regardless of if I, didn't necessarily like all of the characters. At least they felt real, as annoying as they might have been. The audio design is very well done. I love this little montage where they're all just having fun with the hand. Excellent choice of music right there. And I don't know, I feel like the movie is just quite rich in little details like themes and motives. Plus, I actually kind of loved the ending, all of which at least sets itself apart a little from the more 13 and a dozen horror movies that were to come out this year.
I mean, it is a A24 movie, after all. Is what I would say if... So this bothers me always a little bit, because I feel like some people out there don't realize that, not every A24 movie is an actual, A24 production. As of writing this review, out of the 146 movies that they've released, they've only actually produced 40 of them, which is some 27%. In the case of this movie, Talk to Me, A24 just bought the distribution rights. They had zero input into any facet of the production. Sure, they do an amazing job at marketing and promoting it, but does that make it a A24 movie? Anyway, just a little rant that I've been meaning to get out of my system for a while now. This feels like the appropriate time for that. Props to everyone involved in the production of this movie. It is pretty great. And again, massive respect to Danny and Michael Filippo for actually pulling this off. Fucking legends. So what did you guys think of this movie? As always, please feel free to let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear. I know I don't reply to many comments, but I read every single one of them. And well, that brings us to the end of this video and the end of this series. I sincerely hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry I didn't cover your favorite horror movie of the year. I hope you understand that I had to make choices as to which movies I would pick to cover during the series. And like I said at the very beginning, some movies weren't out yet when I started working on it. But I don't know, I feel like I still did a pretty decent job at getting a good selection of the horrors of 2023. Some good, some bad, some interesting, some less interesting. Anyway, yeah, feel free to also just let me know in general what you found of the series in the comments below. Again, I would love to hear. I'm probably gonna take a little break from videos because this was a lot more work than I anticipated, and I have to do all these in the evenings and the weekends next to my full-time job, and it was quite a lot of work. But it was worth it because well, I've been having a lot of fun. So I'll be back before you guys know it. Cheers. Have a nice day.